Hello, hello, hello again. So, the dark night of the soul. Hands up who's experienced that. I laugh, but when you're in the middle of it, it's not quite so funny, is it? We don't have to experience it, and it's really not actually happening, but it appears to happen. It feels like it's happening, doesn't it? And it feels very real. You know, what I noticed is that, so thinking into results with Bob Proctor, you know, we think we need this program, the other program, another program, we need another strategy, we need this, that, and the other. And what I realized was I just needed a thought system that would help me out. Because I didn't actually understand what was going on. And that's the only reason why you need a mentor at this moment in time. Because I don't believe after this, when you see who you truly are, you don't need a mentor because you have the greatest mentor of all. And you may say that, well, you know, I have faith in God, but are you still worried, doubt, and fear? Is that how you live in your life? Because that's not faith. You still asking questions? Well, faith doesn't question. And so it feels like a bit of like a game of snakes and ladders, doesn't it? You know, you think you've got somewhere, look at me, I've climbed this ladder, and then right back down again. Sometimes it feels like even further than when you started. But it can't be. You've learned a lot. But why does it keep happening? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I can point you to somewhere that does have the answers, though. Your answers, not my answers, not Sheena Cantor's answers, not Bob Proctor's answers. Your answers, I can point you to that. And so what I find with thinking into results wasn't about getting knowledge, because I had all the knowledge. So when I started, you know, understanding about thinking into results, and I said, well, I don't need to do it because I know this stuff. And the girl said to me, clearly not, Sheena, because you don't have the results. You've all this knowledge, superior knowledge, no doubt about that. But you have inferior results that do not match that knowledge. And I remember Wolfgang saying that to me when he first met me. And he says, you should be a multi-millionairess by now. This was about, I don't know, about 6 years ago, when he actually said that to me. He didn't understand why I hadn't made it, in inverted commas, like there's ever making it at any time. So what I find that thinking into results did for me, and so this is for all of you who are wanting to get knowledge, or people who already have the knowledge and you think you know it all but you don't have the results, and maybe you have the results but you don't have the peace. You're still questioning. You think you've got faith, but you're still questioning. You're still in worry and doubt. Thinking into results, oh my goodness, it just went through me. I repeated it 12 times, over and over and over, thinking it was knowledge I was getting. It wasn't the knowledge. It was the practical application of that knowledge. Not a strategy, not Bob's strategy, not anybody else's strategy, but Sheena. So I went through Dark Night of the Soul, if that's what you want to call it. What I realised now when I look back, it was basically like the crap was being squeezed out of me. And so all those things that I was apparently going through was just like a cleansing. I mean, I don't believe it needs to be that tough now, but I didn't know that at the time. I thought it had to be tough. I mean, people say you've got to go through it, but I don't actually believe you do that. I did, but I didn't have to. And so that's what I'm explaining to my clients now who are going through it with me. That, listen, whenever you learn this stuff, you have to stop learning at some stage and allow the information to come up. And what comes up for you is different than comes up for anybody else, and you will start to see the crap that you've been holding on to. But I can bring it down to two things: guilt and shame. I can just bring it down to that. guilt and shame. You may not agree with me. I don't have any guilt. I've forgiven everything. I thought that too. I absolutely thought that too. But my goodness, did I have a shock. Over and over and over and over, all this stuff coming up. And because my intellectual mind is going, I know this stuff. Why is this happening to me? Why am I still feeling like this? And still it came. Until I got a handle of what was going on. And then I knew how to deal with it. And I knew what was going on. So I knew how to deal with it. And so stuff still seemingly happens. And it seemingly happens that I seemingly know how to deal with it. And sometimes it trips me up. And sometimes I deal with it really quickly. But it is no matter. The acceptance and the allowance, the confidence that comes from that, the no resistance. Now here, let me tell you, even though we are perfect, I'm not perfect. I don't get it right all the time, but I'm not supposed to. I came here for the drama. Watching that movie Bliss, and at the end, he had the choice to choose bliss, where nothing happened and everything was perfect, or to choose the drama. And he chose the drama. We came here, we chose the drama. My goodness, sure, you'd have nothing to talk about if there was no drama. Can you imagine if everything was perfect? You wouldn't know yourself. Like, you wouldn't know what you were capable of if everything was bliss. So this drama that you're in is where you start to see yourself. Even though it's not you seeing you, because remember, there's only one voice. It's the universe, one voice. Maybe one time that'll click. I'm not explaining it now. You can go off into the non-duality and understand all of that. But right now, it's just to know that, as Bob said, I don't know if I was here before. I don't know if I'm going to be here again. I do know that I'm here right now, and it appears that I have a choice. So I will carry on with that, and I will just make my life what it is, what I want it to be, what brings me joy. And I will continue to choose what I want, knowing that I've got the full backing of this amazing source that has actually created all this in the first place. And it is being done to me. It is being done. The confidence that comes from that. So anybody who wants to be a speaker, you don't need your notes to stand on stage. Why would you need notes to stand on stage when you're coming from your heart and you're speaking from pure understanding of who you are? Sandy Gallagher said, it's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Who is this me talking? I know you've got something from this video. Like and share it. Send it on to others. Book a call to talk about thinking into results if you're that person who can't get out of the dark night of the soul, who can't seem to make it work, who has made it work but just hasn't found the peace, who has all the knowledge and still hasn't got peace. And even if you are at your best and you want to be better, come and listen to a thought system that helps bring order to this manic world that we apparently live in. It brings order to all the knowledge that you have in your head. No more guesswork. No more guesswork. You'll just know. And then in that knowing and in that order and in that clarity, you see you. And you arise. And things arise. And it's no big deal. It just is. It helps you with all life situations, because it goes to the very core of you. To the very core. I hope you have the most wonderful, beautiful day. I'll see you next time.